All right, it's 6:30. It's time to bring the meeting to order. We're going to start tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This is a meeting of the school board for the purpose of conducting the school corporation's business. It is not to be considered a public community meeting. Public comments are limited to items on the agenda. There will be a time for public participation as indicated by agenda item number 5. The board receives agenda item information and rationale for administrative recommendations for their thorough review before each meeting. We are going to open tonight with recognizing the media, and we do not have any here. We're going to go to headliners. So for headliners this evening, we're going to talk a little bit about the band. The Whitko band capped off an amazing school year by marching in a parade at Cedar Point. The students were able to show off their talent and then spent the rest of the day enjoying the amenities of the amusement park. This was a bittersweet performance for the seniors and an excellent learning experience for the incoming freshmen. Whitko's Gwen Howard had a stellar track season this spring. Not only did she break school records and her own personal records several times, she placed 4th in shot put and 5th in discus at the Indiana Track and Field State Finals. She was invited to throw in the Midwest Meet of Champions at Marian University on June the 8th, where she earned 2nd place in the discus and 4th place in the shot put. And this past Saturday, Gwen traveled all the way to Philadelphia to compete in the New Balance Outdoor Nationals, where there were over 7,000 of the top track athletes from across the country competing as well. Gwen had a fantastic day as she placed 2nd at Nationals in the shot put. And finally, our congratulations to 2023 Whitko graduate Jordan Leininger, who has been crowned the 2024 Kosciuszko County Fair Queen. As one of her duties while she is queen, Jordan will represent Kosciuszko County in the Indiana State Fair pageant. And our congratulations to Jordan. Moving on to 3.0, we have the principal and director reports, and we're going to start tonight with Christy Hoppert. Is Christy not here tonight? Okay.
So you get to start with me.
We'll have you do Pearson and South Whitley. Are you just doing South Whitley?
I'm just doing South
Just
Whitley.
South Whitley, okay. Thank you, Mr. Holsapple.
You're welcome. And it's going to be pretty brief, but I just wanted to let you know we're updating our handbooks and some of the things. So our PBIS, our expectations and procedures and how we recognize those, our safety plan, the student handbook is coming before you to be approved. Our schedules, working on staffing. Teachers and staff are getting a break right now, and we're trying to just get geared up as we start thinking about August 8th is going to be here before we know it. Yeah. Ordering our materials and thinking that professional development that we're going to be doing. That's basically all I have because it feels like we just met.
It does. Okay.
So, any questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Benedict from the Career Academy.
Good evening. I'm just going to share a little bit of just some accomplishments for students at Whitko Career Academy for the 23-24 school year. We had 134 students earn concentrator status. They earned a pathway degree. They get those 6 credits in that one certain field. So we had 134 of those this year. Project-based learning, we had 65 of the students in the freshman class complete those requirements to get that done for Box 2 graduation requirements. In dual credit, we had 67 students that participated in 19 different courses through the criminal justice, ag, business, what's our other one? Medical and welding. We had 479 and a half credits, dual credits this year through Ivy Tech. So the medical kids get a half a credit for their CPR. So that's why they get the half credits in there. Certification-wise, we had 10 students earn industry-recognized certifications. And then we had in the career safe employability skills, we had 176 courses completed this year. Students go online, they complete as many courses as they can through that career safe to just, again, talk about employability skills. It's something they can put on their resume for any jobs that they're looking for over the summer. OSHA 10, we had 72 courses completed. We had 8 in law enforcement, 18 in manufacturing, 7 in agriculture, 27 in construction, and 12 in the healthcare field. We had 17 capstone students this year and 26 students in work-based learning. So 43 students in the senior class out in an in-field experience doing something hands-on. So it's a great accomplishment for that senior class. Alternative school this year, we had 160 credits that were earned. 109 of those were by seniors, 30 by juniors, 17 for sophomores, and 4 for freshmen. And we did have 11 seniors that were able to complete their degree through the alternative school this year and meet graduation requirements. So that was pretty neat for those kids. So that's all I got. Anything else?
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yep, thank you.
Mrs. Evans from Whitko Junior Senior High.
Okay, I would like to add about our shot and discus young woman. She is also a stellar academic student. So on top of being a phenomenal athlete, academically she just excels. So congratulations to her. Our upcoming events, our marching band is going to be participating in some parades this year. I believe the Mermaid Festival is the next one that they will be at. Our 4-H season is coming up. I know our kids means a lot when we can support them. So if you have a chance to come out to the county fairs, see the projects that our kids have been working hard on. And then finally, our FFA club is at state convention this week. Miss Murphy reported today that they did really well. Very proud of what they've done this year. So, any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Athletic Director Barry Singray.
Good evening. Our Whitko athletic teams are currently participating in summer workouts and competitions. It's nice, even though the school year's done, we still see a lot of students in and out of the gyms and the weight room and on our athletic fields. Athlete and coaching compliance is currently being updated in preparation for fall sports. Although summer just started, it feels like it's just right around the corner already. A couple upcoming youth camps. Boys basketball will have their youth camp starting July 8th. Football will have theirs starting July 22nd, and volleyball will have theirs starting July 23rd. We'll continue to share and post that information with parents and families throughout the summer. Also working to prepare for our youth flag football and our youth volleyball. We'll be adding youth volleyball in September this year as well. So excited to have 2 fall sports for boys and girls going on this year. Our head coaches meeting is scheduled for Thursday, August 1st at Whitko Junior Senior High School, where I will be meeting with all our head coaches like we do each summer, so to prepare for the upcoming year. Reminder that the Whitko Athletic Booster Golf Outing will be Saturday, August 10th at 12:30 p.m. at Sycamore Golf Club in North Manchester. And again, we'll be sharing that information throughout the summer as well. Last year we sold out, so if you're wanting to participate, make sure you get a team early. And lastly, just want to thank Bowen Medical for hosting our Whitko Athletic Physical Night. We had a little bump in the road. It was a little bit of a longer night than we planned on, but we were able to get almost 70 athletes their physicals on one night. So with a couple adjustments, we think we can continue to grow that and hopefully keep providing that opportunity for our students and families. So, and then lastly, it's been spoken on twice, but Gwen Howard has just been an incredible athlete, an incredible representation of Whitko and Whitko athletics. So we've mentioned all her accomplishments here in the last few weeks, but I'm very proud of that young lady and that athlete, and I think our whole community is too. So any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Director of Operations, Rhonda Snavely.
Good evening. At transportation side, this is our last week of summer school. It will be ending on Thursday. Robin and I are ready to start the new student enrollment at our building. I'll be going around this week and posting signs on the doors at all the schools with her phone number on it. We've also started routing for next year, have almost all the kindergartners entered. We have 5 new people training to get their CDL. So Amy Decanol is our trainer, so she's been working hard on that. Pearston Elementary, we've been working to get that fuel tank drained out as low as possible because we've had some fuel issues over there this year, and so we're going to clean that tank and get it ready so next year to help eliminate any future problems there. And Kristen and Doug have been scheduling the buses for all the preventative maintenance to get them in and get them once over. And we've also scheduled for 24/7 to come over and do preventative maintenance on our cameras so they are up and ready to go for next year, and our fire extinguishers. We'll also be looking at getting the fire extinguishers inspected at all the buildings this summer as well. The maintenance side, we had inspection on all the generators to make sure that they were up and running, and that went well. Mowing has slowed down, but the weeds have not, so we're still working on those. Custodian and buildings and grounds position has opened back up, unfortunately. Diana's done a fantastic job, and I hate to lose her, but she was offered another position. I'm hoping she hates it when she gets there and wants to come back. So she has agreed to stay on as a sub-custodian, even if the job works out, to kind of help us out when she can on top of that job. We have new playground equipment coming at South Whitley Elementary. We're waiting for Mr. Schwartz to schedule a time when he can come and put that together. And Joe's working to complete the library project at the junior senior high. Building trades had worked on it throughout the year, and they got it pretty close to completion, but there was some minor things that still needed to be done, so he's working to complete that. At the high school, they're going to be focusing on stripping the floors, and then I have some extra people that's going to come in and deep clean and hopefully paint the locker rooms down there. D-Wing projects, they've started the demo on the D-Wing restrooms, and they're hoping to get that done early so that we'll be ready for startup in the fall, along with some other doors and stuff they're going to put in and some other things they're going to do in the old part. But that seems to be on schedule. So any questions? Thank you.
Director of Special Services, Carrie Walmer.
I just have a couple things. I did reapply for the special ed paraprofessional grant, so hopefully once we get approval from the DOE, this will provide us back with $11,000 that we can use towards our paraprofessional professional development opportunities. Currently, I'm working on also restructuring our caseloads to just reflect the grade level transitions and then balancing those numbers for each of our teachers of record. Currently, at the junior senior high, we have 77 identified students who are divided between 3 high school teachers and then 45 identified students at the junior high level, which is then split between 2 certified staff. We currently have an opening for a special ed teaching position at the junior senior high, and then a couple of paraprofessional positions across the corporation as well, all of which can be found online. If anybody is interested in applying or knows somebody, they can reach out to me directly, and we'd love to talk with them. That's all I have.
Thank you. And finally, Jason Klein, Director of Technology.
Technology department is in full swing getting student and teacher devices ready for the upcoming school year. We're in the middle of a device refresh for three grade levels, plus a lot of the teacher devices at the high school and career academy. The Power School migration is underway and should be fully in effect by, I would say, the end of June. I think that's all I've got at the moment.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. All right, we're going to move on to 4.0, which is a donation update. Mr. Eddington, Dr. Eddington, do you have that information?
That is DECO Foundation and 3,000 toward robotics, and I do not have the school location.
That's towards our robotic program overall.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. There are no public comments this evening, so we're going to move on to our business reports and consent agenda. It is quite lengthy, and I would accept a motion to accept the business reports and consent agenda as presented.
I move that we accept the business reports and consent agenda as presented to us. I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we accept the business reports and consent agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? And seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? The motion passes. In new business, we have the approval of staff and student handbooks for the 2024-2025 school year, and there are a lot of them. Could I get a motion to accept those handbooks, please?
I move we approve the staff and student handbooks for the 24-25 school year as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the staff and student handbooks for the 2024 and 2025 school year as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? The motion passes. 7.2 is the approval of Winona IT, their proposal for information technology services. Could I get a motion to accept this as presented?
I move that we approve the Winona IT proposal for information technology services.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the Winona IT proposal for information technology services. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? Motion passes. 7.3 is the approval of administrator assistants, their agreement to conduct a superintendent search. Could I get a motion, please, on that?
I move that we accept the, make the motion for administrative assistant to be hired for the conducting of a superintendent search.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve administrator assistants to conduct our superintendent search. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? Motion passes. 7.4 is the approval of the following Whitko Food Services contracts and agreements. HPS proposal awarded by the Region 8 and Extended Area Schools Child Nutrition Group, the Indiana ESC Food Co-op member agreement for 2024 and 2025, the 2024 and 2025 dairy contract for Region 8, and the point of sale contract renewal with Titan Ling and Heartland Mosaic. Can I get a motion to approve all of those food service contracts, please?
I move that we approve the food services contracts as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the food service contracts and agreements as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? Motion passes. 7.5 is the approval of the student and adult meal prices for the 2024-25 school year, and these are unchanged from last year. Could I get a motion to approve those, please?
I move that we approve the student and adult meal prices for 2024-25 school year.
I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we accept the student and adult meal prices for 2024 and 2025. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? The motion passes. 7.6 is the approval of the Brown Design Marketing Agreement. Could I get a motion to accept this as presented?
I move we accept the Brown Design Marketing Agreement as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the Brown Design Marketing Agreement as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? Motion passes. And finally, 7.7 is the approval of the 2023-24 and 2024-25 field trips. Could I get a motion, please?
I move that we approve the 2023-24 and 24-25 field trips as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the 23-24 and 24-25 field trips as presented. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand. Aye. And those opposed? Motion passes. Old business tonight, we have the approval of new and updated school board policies in Neolo Volume 36, Number 1. This is the second and final reading. Could I get a motion, please?
I move we accept the Neola Volume 36, Number 1, as presented.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we approve the new and updated school board policies in Neola Volume 36, Number 1. Is there any discussion?
Annette, I would like to ask for clarification where it says contracts can be awarded by the blank without board approval for any single or group of items less than 50,000. I'd like to know who that person is.
Who that is that can
Yes.
do that? And Dr. Eddington, is that typically the superintendent that does that?
Yes, it is.
So that needs to be filled in. Teresa, can we get that filled in where it says superintendent on that line? I'm sorry? Do you know?
It's on page 38. I did not say the policy number. Yeah, I'll give you this.
Okay, so for clarification, it is the superintendent that is allowed to do that. Is there any other discussion on that? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. All those in favor of approving these updated school board policies in Neola Volume 36, Number 1, please signify by saying aye and raise your right hand.
Aye.
Those opposed? The motion passes. Is there any other old business?
We had talked at the work session about clarification on who the compliance officer is. And I think we had thought or talked about it being the superintendent and the high school principal, but I think our policy reads it's the superintendent and the director of special services. Do we have that clarified and out to the public that they know?
We will work to make sure that that is accurate, but I believe it can be either based on what you would like to do, but there would be one of each gender that way, superintendent and just the way things are for that. Right now, as written, it would be junior, senior, high principal, and
Okay.
fill in that role.
And then that's typically put in the different student handbooks and things, like that's a conveyance of communication for that, right?
Well, yeah, they would remain typically unchanged. That was the wording before.
Okay.
Currently currently Amy is doing that, or Carrie is doing that?
So if I investigate one, I cannot give compliance officers, so that would go to the superintendent. So investigators cannot be the compliance officers.
So you're not one? Or you are one?
Only if it.
But you have been acting in that role, or no?
You want an honest answer? I had no idea.
You have been doing it? No. You will do it? Okay.
So to be clear, it's the superintendent and the director of special services or the high school principal, whichever one fits that role best at that time?
I think that would be great to have that as your policy.
Okay. So we need to amend our policy to include the director of special services?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll be something for probably the next board meeting, so we'll have to vote on that. Do you have anything else?
If we want to circle back on the contract approval or review for the superintendent, do you want to talk about that or not? I can do that.
That's fine.
Okay. At the last board meeting, there was a public comment asking about the superintendent's contract. And just to circle back, we did ask Mr. Leonard here to look into that. And I think where the confusion was is that there are compensations for retirement and those type of things that are put into another fund. And those, when added up, equated the amount that was in question. And Lynn did let us know too that during the last audit by the State Board of Accounts that the superintendent's contract was part of the audit in 2023 and everything was found in compliance. And I'm going off of memory, Lynn, do you have anything you want to add to that, or I pretty much hit it?
No, it's just the compensation and the benefits won't show up as compensation or salary.
Okay.
And if I'm not mistaken, some of that confusion could lie in whereas that contract runs from July to June. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's not a calendar January to December.
Correct.
Okay. All right, is there anything else? Any board members? All right, Dr. Eddington, do you have any miscellaneous administrative items this evening?
Thank you. First, I would like to say that during July, during this time, I have a report, strategic plan update of your strategic plan that ran from 2022 through 27, and where we finished this school year and our plans for the next school year, so that you know that while there's been a change, that there would not be a change in moving forward with that plan. So I'll get that to you. Next, I would like to recognize Amy Evans tonight and thank her for being here. She is leaving us, but we certainly have appreciated her work during the past 3 years, and I personally have appreciated her help during the last 3 weeks as I've been learning the ropes here in this position. Even during the summer here, she's helping set up staff development and ordering helping order instructional materials for the coming school year. So thank you. We miss you already. So and appreciate your help. Others in the room don't know I've thanked her previously because she was my daughter's high school basketball coach, which would be quite a feat to accomplish, given her personality. So, my daughter's, not yours. Yeah. So, yeah. And I would like to thank you for the welcome. I'm learning more every day here and feeling like I might be a little more help every day to those here at Whitko. I just know that you're starting that search process, and I'm happy to think that we're off in a good direction to be able to have the best quality candidates looking here at Whitko and ready to be interviewed. So appreciate though the opportunity to be here. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Dr. Eddington, and welcome aboard, and we appreciate that you came here to kind of take over the reins. All right, and 10.0, public comments on non-agenda items. No one has signed up this evening, so we'll move on to 11.0, miscellaneous school board items. The next school board work session will be Wednesday, July the 10th, here at the Academy in the tap room at 4 p.m. And the regular school board meeting for July is scheduled for July the 15th at 6:30, right here in this room. 12.0 is adjournment, so I would take a motion to adjourn, please.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded that we adjourn tonight's meeting. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? The motion passes. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming, and thank you for those at home watching.